But, I think the framework is there for us to, to really stand on. I know that SEL is a huge part of the model of CWC. And so, it's there. It's just a matter of having the time to train staff on how to implement it and, increase their self-efficacy when they, are having to deal with the SEL challenges on campus and, meet the needs of all the students. So it's there. It's just a matter of us, getting it to a point where we feel really solid in it. And I think that goes along with every other part of, what we're doing in this beginning year. So we're working on it, we're building it, and it's definitely something that, is part of us, and we're continuing to grow.
Yeah, I just want to say, I feel like you guys, that was such a modest answer, and I feel like you guys owe yourself much more credit, because the Peace Corner is half the battle. Like, having an opportunity for students to stop to say, wow, I feel this thing, and I need to do this thing for myself to regulate my emotions. It's just like huge. Yeah. I cannot tell you the difference that it would have made in any of my school experiences. So, but I really do appreciate you sharing, Mir, and thinking about the different ways that SEL can look, right? Like thinking about the racial literacy curriculum and bringing in those different pieces to kind of align SEL with the rest of your model is really helpful for us to think about too. I know we are very close to time. I just, as we close out here, I'm wondering, from your perspectives, based on your expertise, based on your experiences, are there any other considerations that come to mind that the region should keep in mind as it expands, as it works to serve more students, as it works to kind of promote resource equity, right? Like keeping these big goals in mind, what are the big considerations that you guys think the region should keep in mind moving forward?
I'll pop in just as someone new to the organization and being in a leadership role. I hope one of my hopes moving forward, if, the organization continues to expand, I would love to see there be someone on the regional level that can hold the hand of the person that is coming into these new roles, especially a leadership role. Because I think right now it's like, here's your team and they'll be able to guide you, which is wonderful. And it has many, many, advantages, but at the same time, they're also fulfilling their role, right, at their different school sites. And they're also in a pandemic, and they're also, trying to figure out all the things that are expected of them. And so maybe someone who's not on the ground every day, who may have more space and bandwidth to devote to someone that's new, I think would be really beneficial. And I would have appreciated that coming in, but, it's been my experience. And, if there's room for that, I think that would be helpful.
Michelle?
Yeah, I was going to say, for me, it's something a little bit more tangible, a bank of resources that is available to everyone and somebody somewhere up there. Make sure that everyone has access to those resources, because I found in my role here that there's a lot of items that I don't have access for, but I used to have access for in my old role. So I'll log into my old email to get it. But there are also things that I don't even know that exist that I could use. And I don't know that I don't have it until I'm looking for it or somebody tells me it exists. And the last bit is there is an operations manual that exists. It is awesome, but it is out of date. So if somebody could spend some time updating it, making sure that the policies are up to date, everything linked works, like that would be for me.
I love that very tangible little piece. You're hoping that someone on the ops team over there somewhere gets that, Michelle. I think you can just give that feedback too directly for that one.
I have. Yes, I have.
I think agree with, I think both of what Sydney and Michelle are saying. I think, ultimately, having lived through a lot of this, now it feels really important to make sure that there is someone regionally or a team, if possible, but probably at the very least, someone who can support, like actually just focus on growing schools. I don't think that we can continue to lean on the fact that we are, a lot of the times bringing in folks from the region, right, into these spaces to then like hold and like, own everything. And not that I'm saying that, I own everything or that, any of the other, sort of newer schools, but it does feel like, it could be more guidance and more support. Again, I feel like this year was hard because a lot of what I tell myself is there was a pandemic. They were all dealing with that too. Like there were staff shortages there also, and so I think, it just maybe was not possible for that to be at the forefront. But I think now that it feels like the pandemic is kind of ramping down a bit more, and just knowing that we're going to be opening a middle school, I do think it's really important that there is more there, as far as bringing forth that new community in a way that can be really successful.
Absolutely. I think those are such good points. And I, again, really appreciate your time. I'm sorry we're just a few minutes over, but I really do think this is super helpful context for us to be able to get and to then take and kind of compile. So just briefly for next steps for us, what we will do is, we'll take some time, we'll do some analysis, we'll kind of roll everything up, and then we report back to the region leaders, typically by the end of the school year or early summer. So I just want to name that that's sort of next steps for us. But if you guys have any additional thoughts or questions that come up, please feel free to reach out to us. We're always here. We love chatting with you guys. We really appreciate the work that you're doing. So I just wanted to again say thanks so much. And it was really great to chat with you. And please feel free to reach out.
Thank you so much, Emily and Leo. It's great to chat with you.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you all.
Nice to meet you too. Bye.
Yeah, take care.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care.